So you've got an older John Deere like this that's just stuck in the yard and it won't go anywhere when you mash on the drive pedal? In this video, we're going to explore what's going on with this thing, so stay tuned, and without further ado, let's dive right in. Okay, so we got to get this deck out of the way to be able to see what we're doing here, so let's go ahead and remove that real quick. Set it up there. If your model has this tension spring, go ahead and remove that. Go ahead and pull the pin out on the other side of the deck, and then you're going to want to pull this little cotter pin out of the PTO and just lift this PTO arm up and tie it out of the way so you can get the deck out. Next, go ahead and push in your deck raise lever and lock it in place. This will get these arms out of the way, that way we can slide the deck out and just shove the deck ahead a little bit and then just disconnect the belt. That's it. So here we are underneath the tractor. If you've got a set of car ramps or something like that to help get the front end up in the air, that should be plenty enough room for you to crawl under here and get this thing done. But let me show you what I found out. This pulley right here was laying on top of the deck, and as you can see, it's kind of broke itself up and it came loose. It actually goes right here where that bolt is sticking down, and somehow it just came loose. But we're going to go ahead and replace the belt right here. It's pretty frayed up and I just don't like the looks of that. So let's go ahead and take this loose off of the back right here. Just comes out loose just like that. There's no belt guard back there to worry about. All right, let's get this off of the front of the motor right here. There's plenty of room with those belt guards right there, no problem at all. All right, so this little pulley right here that's up against the frame, not quite enough room there to comfortably squeeze the belt through there, so if we loosen it just a little bit, that'll buy us some more room. Don't need to take it loose, just loosen it. There we go. Same thing right here, just go ahead and loosen this. Let's go ahead and take our PTO off right here. The belt will slip by a little bit easier. And just one more challenge right here. Just got to take the cotter pins off that's above here to get the steering linkage off. "30 minutes later. There we go. That's got to be the worst design I think I've ever seen. Okay, so here's the new belt. This one has been superseded to UC 35484. I do recommend using an OEM belt for this. You see how much trouble it is to get under here and fool with this. All right, let's get our new belt in. We're going to start by feeding it over top of all these linkages right here. Let's go towards the back with it. Now what we need to do is get it above this, this deck linkage right here. So you'll just have to wiggle that around until you can get it to go through there. It's not very much room. Just right there, I got it through. You just kind of have to play with it to find the right spot. Then we need to get it over the big pulley before we get too short, and we can't get it over the big pulley, so let's go ahead and hook it to the motor. Now what we need to do is get it on the other side of this spring right here so that it's pretty close against the frame, and it's going to go through this little pocket right here. Just like that. Careful with this one. If you get it all cattywonker, if it's too loose, you'll have to take this spring off and redo the spring, and it's kind of a pain in the neck, so don't loosen it too much. Alright, so this right here is not going to work. Let's go above the steering, flat side on this pulley, groove side on this pulley. This is my new pulley right here, and go ahead and put that on. It's a carriage bolt, so make sure that the square head is in its square head, so it's not sticking up above right there. That looks good right there. Okay, we should be able to get the belt over the transmission. And by the way, I've got the clutch pushed in and the parking brake locked. That's the loosest that these pulleys right here are gonna be. Otherwise, you'll never get the belt on, trying to fight everything. I'm gonna try to go through the wheel well and get the belt on. Right here, don't forget about that one. Just wanted to show a quick overview of the belt path. We're going around the motor over to this side pulley right here, and then above the spring, next to the frame, through that pocket right there, and then straight back to the transmission, around the transmission, and then up to these zigzag pulleys right here, and then straight back up to the motor. Alright, I started to talk about how this thing was all twisted up. I did try to bend it back and it cracked it, so I got a new one coming. But I'm going to go ahead and put the spring back so you can see where it goes. Put the PTO engager back. Now I've gone ahead and let the clutch out. Just when you put this back, there's no actual position that this goes in. Just make sure it's not rubbing on the belt. Looks good to me. And last but not least, don't forget to hook your steering back up or it's going to be a short ride. Yes, I would use new cotter pins. Just do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so let's put the deck back. If you have a long piece of cardboard like this is a real easy way to pull that under there. Go ahead and put your front bracket back on and push the mower ahead to engage that in the slot. And then we'll go ahead and put our pins in. Now you might have to lift up and wiggle the deck around to get those to line up, but once they do, that should engage right through there with no problem. Don't forget about your PTO. Put that on and then put the locking cotter pin down on the bottom there. And then last but not least, put the belt back on, making sure the belt is in its belt guard groove right there. We'll go ahead and lift the deck up, make sure it's working smooth, and then lock it in place. And it looks like this mower is back to its old self. Everything's working good, especially for a 20-year-old mower. Okay, hope this video has been helpful. Thanks for watching.